Hello there, friend. Thanks so much for joining me today. This is our last core workout of this series, and we are about to get it. We're going to go through all of the things that we've already done, and we're not just going to rush and power through them, though. We're going to take our time, and we're really going to enjoy this. We're going to start this practice laying down on our backs, hugging in our knees. So go ahead and meet me there. We're just going to go ahead and release through the lower back here. Our cores really help our spines. They help our posture. And they do so much more than just to give us abs. We have to remember that our cores hold us up quite literally. So we want them to be nice and strong and solid. Once you get here, you can just start hugging the knees in, maybe just kind of taking that nice gentle sway left to right, giving those legs a little bit of love here. They might feel a little tight from yesterday. Just finding what feels good for you here. Maybe taking some circles with the hips. Just meeting yourself here on the mat. Seeing what your body's calling for. And of course, if you like to rock and roll with me, we're going to go ahead and do a little forwards and backwards action with that spine, getting a nice massage here, warming up through the core. And we'll take one more rock. And we'll come up and mermaid those legs to the side and come around for an all fours. And do some cat-cow to warm up this belly. So making sure the hips are over the knees and the shoulders are over the wrists. Gaze is in between the thumbs. And the inhale, we drop that belly down and lift that chest up. Gaze goes up. And on the exhale, we round here, coming into our cat pose. Spine reaches up towards the ceiling. Inhale, chest lifts. And exhale, we round. Let's do this a few times. We're really getting into these. Not only just warming up the spine here, but stretching through the core. Just matching up that movement to breath, the union we call yoga. And we're going to take one more round wherever you are. And we're going to all meet back in our neutral tabletop. We're going to tuck those toes right where they are, and we're just going to hover the knees for bear. And we'll go for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Drop them down. Go ahead and take that cat again, looking up, really stretching through the belly here. Coming back to neutral, we're going to lift the knees again and hover the bear again. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Softly land those knees down. Lift that chest and that gaze up. Very nice. Come back to our neutral tabletop. Coming back into our bear pose. Hover those knees. Right foot kicks back. Right foot comes back. We're still in the hovering position. Left foot kicks back and meets back. That's 2. And let's go right leg for 3. Left for 4. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Soften those knees to the mat. Lift that chest. Stretch through the core. Maybe smile here. Coming back to neutral, lifting those knees, and we're here for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Soften those knees, lift that chest. Let's go ahead and sit on those heels. Roll out those wrists if mine are calling for it. So are yours. So let's roll the wrist. We're coming back into that bear. And we're coming back to the hover. So making sure the toes are tucked. And on an inhale, we lift the knees. Now we're going to do shoulder taps. So right hand, left shoulder. 1, left hand, right shoulder. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Soften the knees to the mat. Sit back on those heels. And let's just roll the wrist out again. Go both ways. Maybe find some movement in the upper body if it feels good. I know we're feeling these toes being stretched. It's so yummy for us. You're going to go ahead and bring the hands forward. Send the booty to the floor. So we're coming in for a reverse tabletop. So just making sure the feet are firmly planted onto the mat. Bringing the hands behind us. If it doesn't feel good to point your fingers towards the body, we can do it this way. Not a problem. Just finding what feels good for you here. Getting set up. And on an inhale, we lift the hips up. The glutes are engaged. If it feels good, you can drop your head back. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Soften down. We're just going to breathe for 2 or 3 breaths here. Because we're coming back into it. Put you back into it. Okay. So whenever you're ready, finding our position, and we lift. Hips up, glutes engaged. If it feels good, you can drop the head back. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Slowly we come back down. So we're going to come into some reverse plank holds. Now, if you find these just not fun and just and not cool, just do the reverse tabletop again. Otherwise, we're going to send the feet out long. And when we lift the hips up, the feet will kind of come to the mat like this. We'll be in our reverse plank. It's a beautiful, strong position. Once again, if you don't like your hands pointed, if it's really hard on the wrist or the rotation, just point them back. We're just going for our core. So let's get set up. And when you're ready, we'll inhale to rise. There we go. Lift the hips up. If it feels good, you can drop that head back. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5. Lift those hips. 4, 3, 2, 1. Oh, yes. Release. Just going to breathe for a second because we're going to come back into those. Just take a few rounds of breath here. Nice, soft thoughts to yourself. Let's go. Hands come back. And on an inhale, we lift. Head drops back maybe. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Slowly coming back down. We're going to come onto the forearms here. So we're in a lot of people like to watch TV like this probably, especially when we're down on the floor. So what we're going to do here is we're going to hug the knees into the chest and then extend them. We're doing these really nice and slow. So this is going to work that deep low core. If it feels good, you can have your hands resting against your booty like this. Kind of helps a little bit to stabilize us. Beautiful. We'll go ahead and hug them in. And then we extend. So if they're here, they're here. If they're here, they're here. Wherever they are, we're going to allow them to be there. We're going to be happy with it. So extend. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. I'm feeling that burn. I hope you are. 15, 16, 17, 18. You got this. 19. One more. 20. Go ahead. Hug those knees in. You can come onto your back, maybe taking those hip circles again, or if you didn't take them the first time, maybe taking some hip circles here. Taking some nice cleansing exhales. Maybe sighing it all out to let it go. So we're about to do some full body situations here. We're going to rock and roll up to standing. Now, if you need to use your hands, by all means, use as much help as you need. The challenge, of course, is to test the mobility of all of the body to see if we can stand up without our hands. It does take a lot of back and a lot of core work. So we're just going to do it 5 times, and we're going to take our time. So we're going to roll, kick the legs all the way back, and then come to standing. Beautiful. Come back down, roll back, and there's 1. And let's go for 2. There's 3. 4. And 5. Beautiful. So we're going to start with Stephanie's favorite. So we did this yesterday, so I'm not going to talk us through it. Kali Mudra, or Charlie Angel's fingers overhead, legs up, and let's go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Hug them. you know you wanna. And let's breathe. Like I said, I'm not just kicking our booties today. I want to give us some time to absorb all of that energy we just created. Maybe even giving your belly a little massage here. Loosening it all up. Feeling where you're tight. As a child, I loved to try to get my fingers under my ribs. And I've since learned that we should be able to grab our ribs, but a lot of times we become very tight. Those fascial bindings love to lock us up. And I find there's certain parts of my belly that I cannot grip under my ribs. And we need to start giving better massages to ourselves and start paying more attention here, right? It's a great time to just give some focus there. Okay, we're coming in for our bicycles. So we're going to interlace the hands behind the head. Elbows are wide. Legs are parallel and knee to elbow. We're just doing 20. And let's go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Hug them in. Of course, noticing we've done these a lot. How do they feel different? You know, when we first started doing them, were they harder? Were they more challenging? Did you not like them? I'm excited to hear your thoughts on the core because core is one of my favorite things to work out. We're going to do our leg lift. So tuck in the hands, or you can come into this position that's already kind of engaged. Whatever feels good. All kinds of levels here. Legs up. And we're doing our slow lowers for 10. Toes can be pointed or flexed. Choice is yours. And let's go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. You got this. One more. 10. Beautiful. Hug them in. Giving yourself a massage. Rocking and rolling. Just laying here. Choice is yours. Just a few rounds of breath. We'll go ahead and take one more round of breath here. And we're coming for scissor legs. We're going to do 20 of them. If you want to go ahead and engage yourself, that's fine. If you want to put your hands under your booty, be my guest. And whenever you're ready, let's go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Oh, yes. Beautiful job. Just a few rounds of breath. Next up is boat to low boat. I figured this would be everyone's favorite. I know y'all love my favorite too, but I feel like boat low boat's a fan favorite. So when it feels good, we're going to come on up, finding our most beautiful boat pose positioning here. We got this. When you're ready, let's come into our boat and lower. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and we're going to hold 10 in low boat. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Oh, release, hug the knees in. Way to go, you guys. I hope y'all feel that. This may be one of the shorter videos that we've done this series. Just rocking side to side. We're coming in for a recline twist, twisting out that belly. We worked so hard. You're going to take cactus arms, or you can take your arms out into a T, whatever feels good for you. And let's go ahead and drop those legs over towards the left side. Take the gaze towards that right hand. And we're coming back to that breath. We have done a lot of work in that abdominal area, so we want to be sure that we are filling up our bellies with air. We're not going to skimp ourselves and skip this part, even though this is not enough for you. You can do that whole little series again if you're up for it. We're just going to take 3 more rounds of breath here. Slowly we'll come back to center and allow the legs to drop over towards the right. Gaze goes towards the left. And just remembering we're filling up the belly with the air. Positive thoughts to ourselves. Maybe giving off some gratitude here. And 3 more breaths. And slowly we'll come back to center. Hugging the knees in. And we're going to rock and roll up into a seated position. Go ahead and bring your hands to heart center. Daily reminder that everything is exactly as it should be. Namaste. Thank you so much for joining me. Please do comment. Let me know how you like this, and let me know if this wasn't long enough and you're like, I'm repeating this again. I would love to know. Thank you so much for joining me, and I look forward to seeing you back on the mat tomorrow.